Mexico.
Okay, my cameraman Quinn there just gave me the sign. Episode, we started rolling. Episode number 2 for Commission Unlocked. Welcome everyone, and hope you really like the first episode. Really improvised episode, by the way. But I'm super happy to have Mo here as a guest. He's a really big hitter in the door-to-door industry. Big salesman, huge thought, and we're so happy to have you here because I know, Mo, by the way, you're a lot into personal growth, so I feel like there's definitely a lot that we want to get.
I'm super stoked to be with you guys today on the podcast. It's amazing to be with, Colombia's and Mexico's brightest out here with us today. So I'm honored to be a part of this. And yeah, so, 7 years went by and, 1,000 accounts later, might know a thing or two. So I'm excited to hopefully add some value and, continuously help, some people grow.
Yeah, I think we're actually pretty excited. As he was telling, a little bit of improvise of a podcast. You just came here like 30, 40 minutes ago. And that's actually how I want to start a conversation. You're traveling all the way. You're having teams here. I think you have a team in, where's it? How many teams do you have?
I think four programs
teams.
right now.
Where do you come from right now?
I just came from Red Deer.
Red Deer.
I woke up in Lethbridge. I'm going to go to sleep in Edmonton. I'm going to wake up in Vancouver tomorrow. And then I'm going to go one more sleep in Vancouver and wake up in Orlando, USA. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, at least I'm going tomorrow to Leduc, I think.
Not something.
Anyway, so I want to start this conversation with 7 years back. How do you start going into the door-to-door?
Oh, you're running it way back. All right. The way I started in door-to-door is actually really funny. It was one of the biggest lessons I actually learned in my life, at the time. I had 2 guys that worked with me at a place called The Source. I was selling mobility there. I was one of the top hitters. I would work 20 hours a week, and I was top 10 in the country consistently.
Were you commission? Was that
commission? It was 100%. Oh, no, it was 100% commission. You got my hour and the bonus on commission. So at the age of 18, I was making $25 an hour living life. All my friends were barely making $10 minimum wage. Life was great. This random, Pakistani dude comes to me. He's like, hey, dude, you sell plans for $70 a month for your mobility. Imagine you sell that for security. And you make $700 a deal. I was like, sounds good. Do you have a card? Gives me his card. I literally I threw that in the trash the second he left the place. I'm not even kidding. I thought that shit was a scam. I was like, there's no way on earth I'm getting $700 a deal when I got $35 a deal, and I was proud for the same rate.
How old were you?
I was 18, literally at the time, literally about to turn 19. And then, there was 2 people. So going a little bit back with that story that came and got, they started working with me. They're about to get fired, just didn't sell. I was like, no, they're my friends. I don't want them to get fired. So I spoke to the manager. We bought them a few weeks, started killing it. A week goes by. They're like, you remember that Pakistani dude that came by? I was like, yeah. They're like, dude, that's actually our buddy. And he was actually like, this is legit. We're going to be leaving, and we want you to come with us. I was like, you can make $700 a sale? They're like, yeah. I went home that night to my family. My mom's like, so you're going to where? Winnipeg? I'm like, yeah, Mom. I'm like, you were okay with me wanting to go study in Los Angeles, so why does it matter where I'm going to go work? She's like, okay, that's fine. So I tell my family I go make 6 figures, right? My first summer, I'm excited. I looked at this pay scale, and, if you sell like 150 accounts, you make $100,000.
Wait, now pause right there. Did you tell your mom that was a commission base, like a full commission?
Oh, 100%.
What did she say?
I'm Arab, man. We're made out of risks, dude. My dad literally came out here, same idea. They're just cool. I was like, okay, cool. Go work hard. They knew it was a job that makes a man, right? It's not the type of job that, you're just going to slack and get by in life. It was something that required hard work. And they're really honestly supportive. I'm very grateful for my family, because I feel like, without them would be a little bit it would have been way more difficult to, go home every night and not have that support. So it made a difference for sure.
Yeah. And then after that, what happened? You were like, that was Vivint, I guess.
Yeah, that was Vivint at the time. And so I showed up, a month late into the season, because I was actually I won my first trip literally ever in my life, and I went to Spain. And I watched my first competitive soccer game. Big fan of soccer. I watched Real Madrid play in the semifinals of the Champions League. It was literally a game of a lifetime. And I just came. So I came late to the season, right? I knocked 2.5 months. Finished, I think, as 4th with like about 50-something accounts. Made about 40 grand. And it was great because, I made 20K. That was my best year ever in income. And I was working year round, right? And to do that in like 2.5 months, it was ridiculous. I was competing with the likes of Afan Salim, Zishan, studs in the industry, right? And they went work that extra month, and they got to their 100 accounts, and they made their 60, 70K. I'm a very competitive guy, world's worst loser.
Wait, how was that feeling of that moment you realized I made 40, 50K?
It was just like, all right, that's great, but I didn't make 100K. I didn't make 100K. And to me, I tied that number of 100K with happiness. I linked them really closely together. Not the brightest thing to do, but at the time, 18-year-old me seeing 40 grand go into my bank account, never seen that money before. It was something crazy. It was truly life-changing because like it was something that I'd never like, thought, as much as I believed I was going to do 100,000 in that moment, when I still saw that, my T4A from Vivint, I was like 40K going door to door. Like my friends, like, 3-4 of my friends don't make that combined in a year. How did that happen? Right. Second year, actually, you know how they say second year usually supposed to be an easier year?
Yep.
It wasn't for me because I went and thought like, hey, this is going to be easy. It was going to be simple. Now I got it on lock. Went work 3.5 months, barely improved by like 15 accounts, and income only improved by like 5K. And
the full season.
That was borderline a full season, right? That was a full summer season. And you know what I didn't do? What? That was I still up to that point, and I regret it. I haven't read a single manual. I haven't trained once. I literally would go like, the most training I did was doing a late night training with the guys. I'll go and run a training, and I didn't open a freaking book. And that literally cost me. Everybody else wanted doubled their production that year. I barely grew. I like literally at 10-15%, and that hurt even more because I was sitting there. I'm like, yo, everybody's improving. What am I doing wrong? But I knew deep down what I was doing wrong.
Which is something important that we need to all of you guys understand. Training every single day is massive in this industry. If you don't train every single day, as you were saying, there's gonna be people that are gonna double their income. But if you don't do it, you're gonna be staying behind, which is something more that you not understand, right?
And at that point, you had already started. That was when you were about to start realizing how important it was. Like
it hit me at the end of the season. At the end of the season, it was like a slap in the face. I'm like, dude, these guys just made like they made 6 figures. Like my friends actually did it, and I just didn't treat the opportunity right. I didn't give it what it deserved. I woke up every day knowing I can go make $600-700, and I didn't give the opportunity my all. I got complacent. My skill level did get better. Don't get me wrong. I knocked way less doors my second year, and with that improvement. But I do know I could have done 2, 3, 4 times. And you know what's the worst thing? The pain of regret. I forget the quote that comes with the pain of regret, but it's probably one of the worst feelings, is knowing that you had an opportunity, you didn't take it, and it'll eat you up for the rest of your life. But it had to happen that way, I guess.
And also, you were young. You were like 19.
Yeah, I was literally 19, turning 20.
So
young is stupid, right?
Yeah. But those, I guess we need to go through those mistakes to realize how important it is to invest in ourselves, which is probably what you realized that year. 3 books that were probably the first 3, or a couple of books that
Vivint manual, probably that was the first one.
So my Vivint manual actually did help a lot. Shout out to a lot of the guys out there that helped contribute to that. A good buddy of mine, Adam Webb, 6-Figure Summer, one of my favorite written books. Shout out to him on that one. And Atomic Habits, life-changing. Atomic Habits was a really life-changing one. James Deering's Atomic Habit was a freaking phenomenal book. It was crazy because, it talked about the simple concepts of, hey, if you want to go to the gym, you set yourself up to succeed to go to the gym by doing everything that would, allow you not to, get out of it. If it's getting dressed, go to sleep dressed, ready to go to the gym. Yeah. So much little principles that
change your environment.
It does. Yeah. And I started training the guys on that. Like, hey guys, you want to come to work, come dressed with uniform to the meeting. Yeah. Simple stuff, right? But hey, we're ready to go to work. We're not here to play. And that was, I feel like, the big thing. Year 3 was an explosive year of growth. I came to the city, Edmonton. By the way, one of my favorite markets, hands down, the city of Edmonton. It's beautiful.
Can you just explain that? Why? Edmonton is to the audience right here.
Honestly, people are amazing here. I don't know. I can't remember many days I would go and not sell. There was this area called McConaughey here. If you guys go into McConaughey, there's about 6 streets with, I think, 80% of the homes having Vivint. I sold that area over 3 years at Vivint. I have over 60 signs around there. Actually, McConaughey Boulevard. If you guys actually just walk by, Vivint signs are painted all over the place. And nobody could take over those contracts because I sold mad good monthly prices. So it was a little bit tough to get rid of those. But yeah, year 3 went, cracked over 100 accounts. It was, I think it funded 111. I sold 117. I had 5 cancels and 1 unfund. Because I vowed to myself, I wanted to do the most ethical, clean business in the industry. And I wanted to actually make a household name for myself. I wanted people to know who actually Alzaim was. That year we went on to win the cup. And it was a special year for us as a team because we finished, I feel, the first year in the cup, we came second. Second year in the cup, we won. Third year, we won. And that was a special team to win in Edmonton. Year 5.
Just before you go to year 4, can you explain how hard it was to sell Vivint in 3-4 years, 7 years ago.
Okay, it was
no one knew what
okay.
Vivint was.
So we had an advantage, right? So our advantage was people didn't know a lot about this technology, right? So we had the doorbell camera, the outdoor camera, all these things were shiny to people. So we had the advantage of selling these shiny products, right? We believed Vivint was the end all be all, right, of security systems. We knew it was the Ferrari, right? So we were going around promoting Vivint exactly that way, right? For a lot of our customers. My average RMR, I think in my Vivint career was like $82. I was selling $82, 2 cameras and a door lock. It was ridiculous. That commitment times, and I think 97% of my accounts were 60 months. I never did 42 months or anything like that. So if you do the math, I was signing $5,000 contracts like it was candy in a way, right? And you look back at it like it was candy. It was freaking hard. Like you had to sit down and help people budget.
That was like a 2 hour.
Dude, I was doing a budget plan. Kind of literally, you knock on the door. The intro was about 5 minutes roughly. You're pitching the customer. You're talking to them. Right. Suddenly you got to transition inside the house. Now you got to do a walkthrough. You got to make sure the customer's seated. Right. And then you're going through that close. At the close, you're finally getting objections 55 minutes into the sale. And I just spent an hour of my time. I can't leave without getting paid. And you sit there. You sit there and you're like, you don't want to eat up from your commission. So you're actually trying to objection handle to the best of your abilities. Grant Cardone's Closer Survival Guide actually was a big helper to that year. Great book. I have to make it 4 and not 3. And that book literally, I think I literally would sit in some homes and actually weave through 7-8 no's. And I actually had to do 7-8 no's to get a sale.
After a 25-minute presentation, which is
45
minute presentation.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And like you're sitting there and you're captivating the customer. You're showing them these videos and you're literally giving it every ounce of energy you have. And the thing that I feel like people won't ever understand in today's, like, I guess, market is you don't have to spend an hour with customers anymore.
No,
people don't have to do that.
It's so funny how can I don't know if it's difference in the system would tell us now, but we can close deals in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes since the moment you like knock the door. 25 minutes you're out, and
the process.
And the process is much quicker. But I wanted to, because huge improvement from the second to the third year.
Yes.
Right. What changed in there? Like, was it your confidence?
Habits. It's habits. It was all habits. My confidence was literally a consequence of a lot of actions done right. That's what I would attribute my confidence to. Because I was in a position where I was in, I kind of inherited, let's say, a leadership position. I wasn't the best at recruiting at all in this industry, so I never had any success. And when I did bring out people, I didn't know how to kind of work with it. So literally that year was crazy because I went and trained, I think 3-4 reps, right? And the funny thing is, in our culture at the time, we never had my rep, your rep, overrides, or any of that bullshit that, you can't see a lot. It's very prominent in today's industry. Everybody trained everybody. Everybody looked after everybody. I swear to you, I think before I actually was in a management position, I know I trained over 300 reps.
Oh.
And you want to know how much I got paid on them?
Probably nothing.
0. Yeah. But here's the thing. There's somebody told me this quote, and I never believed it until it happened. You will do a lot of work that you won't get paid for today. But life will always owe you. And when life owes you, it pays up. And it pays up nicely. So it ended up working out, literally.
And you can say that right now in year 7 when you're like getting all that revenue, if you want to call it like that, from all these helpful experiences and how do you help people in the past.
And I remember my first, I got into this industry out of helping people. The 2 guys that almost got fired, they liked me after because I looked after them. And then I got into this industry. So literally doing good and helping people, actually truly giving a shit is something that will literally get you places. I guarantee it. No matter
Being
how
a
much
nice
time
person
it takes.
is free.
Yeah.
Dude, and not only when recruiting, but also like at the doors. There's this, well-known quote that says, be interested to be interesting. It's actually like it, that genuine rapport that you probably build with customers. I don't know. Bruno has shadowed you before.
Yeah, I
shadowed with him before.
What's up? Are you this guy? Oh yeah, what's up? And he started like building rapport out of nothing. I'm like, bro.
But but I feel like that comes from your you actually are genuinely interested in knowing people and meeting them and like helping them out. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why you've become so successful.
I feel like if you genuinely believe in what you're selling, you can be successful doing anything. I feel like that just comes from true conviction. We've literally worked with people in our offices that have saved people's lives. What we do is game changing, like not life changing. Sorry. Not only do we have people that go and have, the best years in finances around us, right? Not only do we have the best people that grow mentally, right? Guys literally that don't work with us anymore and they're making 6 figures with their, friends that didn't do a job like this and they're making half the income, right? We do all that And guess what? We build family. We build more connections than anywhere else in this world. Where can you
I
look
was gonna
around
say
and
we
have?
make money, but
No, it's
yeah,
family,
the
man.
networking
It's the,
part
the
actually
network.
makes
Your
more
dude, your network is your net worth. It's
Yeah.
literally, it's common knowledge. We literally built family. Like at any given point, almost anywhere across the country, you might know somebody that you've worked with. And that in this today's world, to actually have a true, genuine connection like that means a lot more than a LinkedIn ad on LinkedIn with somebody you've never met before.
So then what happened on, I think it's year 5, was that COVID?
Year 5 was COVID, yeah.
It was COVID. So then what happened
Dude.
with that family?
Oh, buddy,
'Cause I know
don't-
Jason told us a little bit about what happened with COVID. Went from
Don't get
Vivint
me
to
don't
tell
get
us.
me started with COVID. Oh, COVID was
Oh,
hurt.
COVID.
So I was just promised my first true management position 5 years into the industry. You know, it takes 5 years to master a skill. I paid my freaking dues. I'm excited. I've actually recruited 12 bodies. Like, I was so freaking proud of it. You have no idea. I just bought my Tesla, and like I'm hyped, you know.
Let's go,
Like
Tesla.
it was great, dude. Like, you know, the start of March, I think March 19th, up around that point, everything's going great. Like, you know, like the Tesla was like, I think it was a 2 months order, and then some guy canceled his order, the exact model I wanted, every customization I wanted. Like, cool, done. I literally came, picked it up a week after. Everything was just falling into place. I got a phone call from Faraz and Brock at the time, and they're like, hey, so Vivint Canada's not happening. And that was a big slap on the face, man. Like, literally, all these dreams, all these aspirations, everything you put in your life. And dude, like, I knew I made it my career. I knew that made it my mission. I promised people. I've made people literally quit their jobs to join us. I've literally promised the moon, right? And I wanted to deliver not just the moon, the stars, and the whole solar system. I wanted to actually literally change these people's lives to like what the industry did for me, right? And I couldn't. And I felt like I got into a little bit of a depression too at that time. You know, if I want me to keep it real with you guys, it was like freaking crazy. Those 3 months were freaking dark, right? And then another person I happened to help train years ago, looked after him, and you know, it was funny. He gives me a call. He's like, hey, dude, you were really good to me. I'm not going to let you miss out on this. It's free money. Come out. Best decision I made in my life. 2 months, I think I made 120K, right? And
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. I think I cracked 140 sales, and I think made one of the probably best relationships I've met in my life. And that was somebody who can hit me up to recruit me. I ended up recruiting him.
That's right
And
there.
that was probably one of the best, you know, recruits you can ever have and ask for. And truly, it was crazy because literally my intentions, I remember that call I had with Jason. I'll never forget it. I just truly hated this company that he was trying to go work with, because they said I worked for them, and it was like a big, like a whole bunch of BS, right? And door to door, it can get nasty, right? And
It is nasty.
reputation's everything. I kid you not, guys. Reputation's everything, right? And when I was working with Vivint, everybody knew I had a freaking clean reputation. I did good accounts and stuff. And then the owner of that other company started saying that I sold shady stuff, and I never even worked for them. I never knew who they were. I'm like, dude, like, who are you? Like, what are you saying to me? And so it was personal for me. They made it personal, and it pissed me off. So I get this message from this guy called Jason Stager that I've seen somewhere on Vivint on LinkedIn or something. He's like, hey, dude, you want to come work at I'm like, so literally, I'm like, dude, looking at it, I'm like, yeah, no, you're not working there. Dude, look at this. So I send Jason a couple of my pay stubs. I'm like, bro, I've never sold more than 10 securities before in my life. I just did 20 last week. He's like, huh? You sold 20, Mo? I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't even know how I did it.
And that was security tracks.
Bro, I was on security tracks. We're doing full contracts, all that fun stuff. And like, bro, dude, I was selling 2 cameras for $40. I just told you guys I was doing it for 82. It was a joke, right? And that year's pricing was even better. I think we even did as low as 35, actually.
Social security assistance for 35
35,
bucks.
yeah.
It was crazy. It literally made no sense. I think even like some homes, I think at the start of the season it was 30 and then
It
went
was
up to
30,
35.
huh?
Yeah, $30 actually. It was stupid. It was a joke. I was like, dude, this is not even a sale anymore. Like it did not make any sense to me. And then Jason was like, yeah, no, there's no way this is this easy. Is this real? You know, am I going to get paid next week?
Was that easy? Like actually that easy to sell?
Okay, so for me, it was that easy, absolutely. And for a lot of the guys that worked at Vivint that were selling twice the monthly cost, of course it was easy. Think about it. You had to spend a quarter of the time to create a transaction for it to happen. You're getting paid almost the exact same, and you didn't even have to wait for a back end. They were paying us the next Friday.
That's actually, I love that.
80% of our pay used to come literally at the end of the season. So you'd work and you'd literally like be eating noodles at time, literally. Even if you're having a big week, great. That's like 300, 500, $1,000 for a big week. And then you'd literally be going like eating noodles and just trying to get by, right? And then at the end of the season, you finally get rich and you get one big check and all in one go, right? So that 5th year was crazy. It was literally it was the definition of the biggest roller coaster of emotion I think I've been in my life.
Yeah, because you just said that you were like kind of depressed a few weeks ago.
Literally.
Before that,
Yeah,
and
'cause
then you went from being like, didn't know where to go. Having 12 recruits that also didn't know where they were gonna end up, and now you're.
I was able to retain 0, by the way, out of the 12.
Oh, well,
Oh, really?
It
Literally,
made sense,
I had
though.
0 retention, and I don't blame them.
And after
I let
that,
them down.
no one came?
No, half of them did end up working with me after, and they all went out to do great with us. Literally, one guy now is making a $250,000 selling HVAC and stuff. Had a summer, sold like 20 accounts with us. Everybody's doing something great. That's what I like. I'm telling you, it's the most empowering thing to sit around a whole bunch of people and you're just looking at them just doing amazing things. It was because what? You just chose to care. And that's the thing people forget a lot in this industry. I'm not going to hate about a lot of other TELUS vendors, right? But, they pay their guys a quarter, a third, or 10% of what a lot of our guys get paid, and it's just greedy, right? And, that's why we choose to have the structure we have and things like that. And at the end of the day, it's caring for the people. Yeah, and I was actually surrounded by like great talent. Like, dude, at that point, Arjun and Rowan, right, studs, they were going off with numbers. Literally, shout out to them. They're literally killing it. I had Jason, I think that literally that year, they literally went out and freaking crushed that. They worked so late into that season. I still remember that. They were like working into November, and they're killing it. I actually like felt like there was competition now, right, in a way. No, like literally, they pushed me every single day. And it was amazing, like literally to be surrounded by a whole bunch of people that actually literally just were aiming for the stars. It was inspiring. And yeah, I literally attribute it to that. I think it was just good surroundings. If I didn't have good company, I don't think it would have happened.
Having this great team, these good friends, because at some point, this is not your actual team, it's your actually friend, your family. Now, I know that now you're with the twins, with Jason and all these type of people, your family, your brothers for you, right? And you wouldn't change that forever.
Absolutely not. I think it was probably the most valuable thing. I literally know if we all go separate ways, literally we bump into each other or at any point in our lives, we'd literally still find a way to, do something together. Because it means a lot more.
If you have to talk about one takeaway from all this career doing door to door, but you could say literally whatever, the confidence that you've built, the skills, the money. Like if you could take one single thing away from all your career, what would it probably be?
The relationships. Hands down. I became way more confident doing this job. I couldn't actually sit and talk in a room with a lot of people and stuff. Now you put me in a gymnasium with 10,000 people. And I've actually talked at my high school. There was like 2 people or something, 2,000 people. And I was like, I don't care. It didn't mean anything. It's not intimidating anymore.
Today's a perfect example. We didn't have anything planned and you're like, let's go.
Like, let's do it. I was excited. I'm honored to be on this. Like I said, I'm happy that you guys are inspired to actually want to pursue something that is a passion to you, and I feel like we should all do that in our lives, right? And sales is my passion. That transfer of energy, connecting with people and stuff. Like you find a lot of people in position of leadership in this industry that don't go work anymore. They lost the inspiration, they lost that grind, the grit and stuff, and they think they're gonna inspire people, and they might actually be really good at it. Not hating on them, good for them. That's maybe the way they do their thing. But I genuinely believe that going out there and being on the field, even if you have to do it for an hour a day, I know how busy it gets, freaking busy, right? When you're managing, there's 100 of you guys, 200 of you, you're getting calls and all this. It gets busy, it gets tiring. But just still going and throwing in a few accounts, it's literally that's what we love you guys, right? The least we could do is at least go and actually lead by example. Otherwise, how could we call ourselves your leaders?
Yeah. How often do you go knock now that you're a manager?
I still try to knock at least 3 hours a day.
I think I also forgot to say that this guy is the vice president of sales, by the way, of
something like
big,
that.
like a massive door-to-door sales company. But do you still manage to go and sell these?
Absolutely. I'll still try to clock in 2 to 3 hours a day, no matter what. No matter how shit the day is, I'll go on Do Not Disturb and I'll disappear for 3 hours. So at the end of the day, when they look at the board, they see me. I'm always at the top of the board, and I want to stay always at the top.
Even that you're just knocking 3 hours a day.
Even if I'm knocking just 3 hours a day. And again, it just becomes mastering your craft. Like you think when Kobe first started, right? When any of the greats first started, what do you think they did? Spent tons of time training. I was an idiot. I skipped 2 years not training. I wonder how I'd actually be if I trained my first 2 years. I'll never forget that.
What are the top things that you would recommend somebody who's starting, to actually get to learn on their first couple of years doing door-to-door sales?
Just out-train everybody. Literally out-train everybody. If you actually literally like any sport, if you like any person, any role model, just pay attention to what they did for their work ethic, emulate it because they inspire you. If you're inspired by a person, you're more likely to actually copy their actions, right? And literally just look at it. If you're a Michael Jordan fan, look at what Michael Jordan did. I don't know if you guys actually heard of this from Michael Jordan. It's one of my favorite things ever, right? And to this day, I connect with it. You know what he said? He said, there's always one kid that's going to come and he's only going to be able to afford to see me once in my life. If I don't go give it my all that one day, I let that kid down. And that's, this is the next level of excellence. I wish I can actually, reach a day where I can literally go do that and be at my best every single given day. Life happens. Things get crazy. Things get tough. But I just find that a lot of people will choose to have excuses over actions.
Yeah. If you have to go into the very specifics of, of door-to-door sales, what are the top things that you would recommend somebody focusing on during the first couple of years?
I don't know if you guys know, for someone who's listening, door-to-door lifestyle is just waking up 9 a.m., correlation, 11 a.m., knocking on doors until 9 p.m., going to sleep, and that's it. That's your actually daily.
Repeat that.
But when are you going to sleep, though? That's a real question.
I mean, in my case, like midnight.
Around midnight? Okay, and what time? You're waking up at 8?
7, 8.
7, 8-ish?
Yeah.
Do you go to the gym?
I mean, I used to, but not anymore because we're in competition, so I'm like really tired.
But what did you just say about excuses, bro? Like, you got to make time for it. You got to make it happen.
I mean, I know. And I used to go to the gym every single day, but now I'm feeling super tired, that's why I'm asking you. In your case, when you're like super, super tired, because you're like traveling, you're doing these.
But tired is just a state of mind, right? Here's the thing. If I sleep well enough, I'm not going to be tired. You tell yourself you're tired. The gym is literally, it's so important for anybody. You got to sweat a little bit. I didn't make this up. I learned this, right? It's not nothing I just said is anything I'm making up. It's stuff that you literally learn, you apply, and it actually works. Yeah. Like the stuff your manager tells you is actually the right thing to do. You can go try 50, 60, 70 different ways, and a lot of people will do that. And guess what? They'll find that, hey, what my manager taught me was actually the best thing to do. And the little things make the world of a difference. I promise you can do 99% of everything right, but there's 1% that can change the equation on you. The little things are so important. And that's why you need to record yourself. Record yourself at the start of the season, record yourself halfway through the season, at the end, and you'll be very proud of your progress. Because a lot of people don't really get to measure their progress, Do
you think that's mostly, so after your season, the most important thing you need to do in postseason in order to prepare for the next season, it will be record yourself? What else would you
I mean, in between seasons, you still sell a little bit. You don't get yourself rusty. I mean, like, think about it. Do you think like the greats of any sport, took 4 months off or 6 months off just like that? They weren't freaking still work their hearts out. They were still in the gym. They were still freaking sweating, right? And I find a lot of people take it for granted that they're making a year's income in, a short amount of time, 4 to 6 months, right? And they go waste the money over the next 6 months. When in reality, hey, if you just keep yourself sharp, you're selling 1 or 2 accounts a week, that's you're living on that, and you've just built yourself a sick foundation off the summer's production.
I think something that I can relate a lot when I talk to Jason. I remember every single time he said that to me, it always makes sense. When I was like feeling down that I couldn't sell, or I was like begging at the beginning or anything, he was like, "This is not a sprint; it's just a marathon." Yeah, and it makes total sense right now. You're 7 years into the door-to-door industry, and it makes total sense. It's a marathon.
And I met success at my 5th year. Imagine if I quit. Where would I be? I don't know.
But you kept there because at some point you realized that, I can actually make an important career and make my dreams come true out of knocking doors.
It's when I made it more than me. It was literally right around that time. It was like, you want to change lives. That's the only reason I think I had my best year in recruiting. Even before like the whole Vivint thing happened, where they left Canada, it was because I made it more than me. Because before that, I felt like it was all about me. It wasn't pure intentions. When the intentions became pure, it worked out. That was the difference. A lot of people will say a lot of things, right? A lot of people will tell you the things you want to hear. A lot of people will talk all the talk. Not many can walk the walk. Look at The Office. When you first start off, you got like literally 50, 60 people, and everybody promises, their managers this dreams. We get excited. I'm not going to lie. We get excited. We have some guys that they tell us, hey, they're going to sell this much and they're going to do this much. And we're like, whoa, like I got a bunch of studs. And it's crazy how like some of them actually do end up going and doing it and doing great things, and the others not so much. And that's the thing, not a lot of managers will ever tell you, but we do feel it in our hearts. It is personal. Our success is literally just based on your guys' success. If we see everybody around us performing and doing great, it means the world. I kid you not, it's the most satisfying feeling. I've sold 8, I've sold 10 in a day, I've sold stupid amount of numbers, right? But my team having the best days were the freaking best days. I remember those days more than my sales.
And thank you very much again for, taking the time to actually record this podcast out of nowhere. You were in Edmonton, and then we figured you were around, and just, asked you to come here and record with podcast for us. So we appreciate it a lot. It means a lot, especially, man, you're a big stud. You're always,
Thank you so much.
And
You
also-
always have so much value to provide, so I appreciate you coming here.
Just before you close this, that's what I love about this type of industry, like door to door. He's the VP president of an actual huge company. He's just talking to us as if he were like not a VP, which is crazy, right? That's what I love about this job and mostly about this company, that you're the VP. Like
It's
if you
family.
work to another company, you just want to talk to the VP, it will take like forever, at least just to have
Some
like
of
a
them-
word.
Some of them wouldn't even want to talk to you.
Yeah,
You have me on your phone as a contact?
I do.
You have me on your phone as
I
a
do.
contact? And I'm honored to have you both on my phone as a contact.
Yeah.
Always.
But I know that but you know what's the best part about it? I know if I call you, pick up, and
It's family.
I truly consider you as a
When
friend.
family needs something, you answer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you very
Thank you
much
guys.
again
Thank you guys.
for listening, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, you get some value out of this conversation that
Thanks,
we had
everybody.
with Mo here. So appreciate you guys. Take care.
Ciao.
So-